Hi everyone. This is Varun from BBA FIA 3B, and today I'm going to be talking about a very important concept in financial derivatives, that is the option Greeks, right? Whenever we talk about the options trading, it doesn't matter whether you are at the buy side or the sell side. That it becomes very important to understand what option Greek means because these play a very important role in how you determine your trading strategy in the future, right? Before understanding the option Greeks, we need to understand what the option premium means, right? So, in that, we basically need to get a hang of what the option premium is composed of and what all factors can cause a change in the option premium, right? So, yeah. So if we talk about the agenda of this video, so the first thing that we're going to be talking about is, as I said, what is option premium, right? What all that is composed of, and what all factors can cause a change in that, right? And the second thing that we're going to understand is the main agenda of this topic, that is what are exactly option Greeks and how you can use it in your trading strategy. The second thing is where are they used, and first we have to understand the meaning of the option Greeks. Now we need to, understand where exactly they can be used. And the third thing is to how to use it, right? So firstly, as I said about the option premium. Firstly talking about what all factors can cause a change in the option premium. So the first thing that there is the spot price, right? As we know, spot price is the price, at the current date. Whenever a option or a future trade is, entered into, the price on that particular date is called the spot price. So that becomes a very important factor in determining the option premium. The second thing is the strike price. Strike price is obviously the price, when the derivative contract is executed. So the strike price also causes a change in the option premium. So as per with the different spot prices and the different strike prices, we'll have different option premiums. So these two becomes very important when we talk about the option premium value. The third thing is the time to expiry. Now, as we know, whenever we enter into a derivative contract or even a bond, the longer the time to expiry is, the greater that money is locked in. So in that scenario, the longer the time to expiry is, the more the option premium will be, and the vice versa is true. That when the time to expiry is very nearing, the option premium will also not be as it would have been if the time to expiry was very long. The fourth thing is the volatility, and volatility is obviously a very important factor. So, if we talk about a very recent example, as we talked about the COVID-19 pandemic, if we talk about the Nifty at the money option premium, so before COVID, it used to be around 40 to 50, right? And after COVID, during COVID, it has reached 200, 300. So that is the impact that the volatility can create in the option premium. So these were the four factors. We talked about the spot price, we talked about the strike price, we talked about the time to expiry, and we also talked about the volatility. Now there is one also important, not very important. There is also interest rate and dividend, which we can also include in the list of factors determining option premium, but that does not make a very huge impact on the option premium. So for the simplicity of the topic, we can ignore that. Yeah. Now let's talk about the four factors that we're going to be focusing upon: spot price, strike price, time to expiry, and volatility. Now, if we talk about the individual effect of all these factors on the option premium, so it becomes very difficult to calculate because these three four factors change in very parallelly. Like for example, if the option premium is changing, and if you want to determine what is the individual effect of spot price on the option premium, or what is the individual effect of strike price on the option premium, that becomes very difficult to estimate, and that becomes even more difficult if you are trading into two three options, right? For the calculation of the effect of all these factors on the option premium, option Greeks came into the picture, and these were developed by the scientist Black-Scholes, which also developed the Black-Scholes model. So all these Greeks came into the picture to determine the individual effect of all these factors. So the option Greeks are mainly five. There is delta, there is gamma, there is vega, there is theta, and there is rho. Now, by the face of it, these wordings can seem quite complex, but when we actually understand the meaning of all these option Greeks, that is pretty easy to comprehend. And also when we'll be understanding the entire concept, we'll be able to determine, as I said, about the individual effect of all these factors, right? So that is the basic agenda of this video. All right, so now we have talked about what all factors option premium is composed of and why did the need of option Greeks arise in the first place, right? And that is to determine the individual effect of all the factors mentioned before on the option premium. So now we have mentioned that we have got five option Greeks, right? We have got delta, gamma, vega, theta, and rho. So now what we are going to understand the meaning of all these Greeks, right? And that we'll do by firstly discussing by understanding the definitions of all these option Greeks, and then moving on to understand more by certain examples, right? So yeah, firstly talk about the delta. So delta is related to the spot price. So that was the first factor that we discussed. So delta basically means what is the change in option premium per unit change in spot price. So right, like as we have studied the price elasticity of demand, the sensitivity analysis, all these kind of things in our other subject also. So this is the same thing happening here also, that it is calculating the change in option premium per unit change in spot price, right? So if the spot price is increasing by, let's say, 10 units, so what will be the change in option premium? That is what essentially delta means, right? So yeah. So the second thing, second option Greek is gamma. So gamma is kind of a derivative of delta, right? As for example, delta is a derivative of spot price, right? So in the same way, sorry, delta is the derivative of option premium with respect to spot price, and gamma is the derivative of delta with respect to spot price again. That is like when the spot price is increasing or decreasing, there will be change in option premium, and essentially there will be change in delta also, right? So gamma is will basically measure what is the change in delta with respect to change in spot price. So gamma is a derivative of delta. The third option Greek that we have got is the Vega. So Vega is related to volatility. As we talked about the volatility, that during the COVID pandemic, the Nifty option premium has decreased many fold times because of volatility factor. So Vega is essentially that only, measuring the change in option premium per percentage change in volatility. Right, as the volatility is increasing or decreasing by, let's say, 10%, what is the change in option premium per percentage in volatility? That is what Vega means. The next Greek that we have got is theta. So theta basically means that it is related to the time to expiry, the fourth factor that we had. So it will basically tell us what is the change in option premium when the time to expiry is nearing. And by nearing, we mean that when the time to expiry decreases by 1 day, what will be the change in option premium, right? So yeah, that is what theta means. Now theta becomes very important for the sellers, because that is their main, source of profit. That when the time to expiry is nearing, when they have to sell or execute their contract, right? So theta becomes very important for the sellers. And there is also one important assumption here, that when we talk about the change in option premium for 1 day decrease in time to expiry, we are assuming that the spot price and the volatility is remaining constant, right? So that is what theta means. Now, as we had talked about the interest rate and dividend factor in the option premium, that we it is not a very crucial factor when we talk about the option premium change. So for measuring the change in option premium per percentage change in interest rate, we have got rho. Now, since interest rate is not a very a crucial factor in option premium, we can kind of ignore rho for the simplicity of this video. So the four option Greeks that we'll be talking about in the entire video is delta, gamma, vega, and theta, and ignoring rho for the simplicity of the video. Now we have understood the definitions. Now we are going to moving on to the examples to understand all of these Greeks better. All right, so now we are going to understand the first option Greek, that is delta, through very good examples to get better understanding of this concept. So as we talked about the definition of delta, it measures the change in the option premium with respect to per unit change in spot price. That is when the spot price increases by n unit, what will be the change in option premium, right? So if we talk about the delta from a call option buyer perspective, so when you are, buyer of a call option, you would gain the maximum profit when the option premium would be as much as possible, as large as possible. So, for that, it becomes beneficial to have, delta as high as possible. So, when we talk about the essentially, when we talk about the profit, delta becomes very important, that you want delta to be as large as possible to have maximum amount of profit, right? So we can also understand this by a very good, example. Let's say when we talk about the car, right? So when we talk about the speed of a car, we say that the more the power of the engine is, that is, if it is 1000 horsepower, or if it is 1500 horsepower, the better the speed of the car will be. That is, there is a positive correlation between the power of the engine and the speed of the car. And in the same way, there is a positive correlation between the delta and the profit gained, right? When you are a call option buyer, like for example, let's say Nifty call option is at 11,300, right? And if we say that the delta is 0.5, so when we talk about the delta is 0.5, it essentially means that if Nifty moves up by 1 point, this call will move up by 0.5 point, right? And we want this delta to be as much as possible, so that the option premium can be big, and the profit can also be maximized. So let's just look at this table once, in which there is one spot price, that is the Nifty spot price is at 10,303, and there are different strike prices: 10,000, 10,100, 10,200, 300, 400, 500. These are the six cases of strike price. So we also need to talk about the range of delta. So delta will also always range between 0 and 1. That is, it will never go beyond 1, and it will never go beyond 0, you know for in the call, right? And in the put also, it will not go beyond -1 and below 0. So talking about why call delta is positive and put delta is negative. So when we talk about call delta, there is positive correlation between spot price and option premium. That is why all these signs are positive, all these delta are positive. And when we talk about put delta, there is negative correlation, and that is why there are negative signs, right? So as we if we talk about the at the money, in the money, and the out of the money options, so if the strike price is 10,300, right? So this is kind of at the money option, and the call delta is 0.51, and the put delta is minus 0.49. So what it essentially means is, when the option is at the money, the delta will always be 0.5, right? Since there is one difference of 3 in the spot price and the strike price, that is why there is 0.51 and minus 0.49. If the strike price was 10,303, both of these delta would have been 0.5 and minus 0.5, right? And when the strike price is moving towards in the money, that is when it is decreasing 10,200, 10,100, and 10,000, the call delta is increasing, right? And the put delta is also increasing. So in the money options, the call delta and the put delta keeps increasing as the strike price keeps decreasing. And when we talk about the out of the money options, that is when the strike prices are 10,400 and 10,500, the both of the delta are decreasing. So when the option is at the money, the deltas are 0.5. When the options are in the money, that is, the strike price keeps decreasing, the delta also keeps increasing. And when the option is moving towards out of the money, that is when the strike prices are increasing, the call delta and the put delta keeps decreasing, right? So you can just look at the snapshot and understand the delta concept better. All right. So till now we have talked about when we talking about delta. So we have covered the definition of delta. We also talked about the range of delta, and the signs of delta when we talk about the call option and the put option respectively, right? So now we also need to understand what will be the effect of the change in spot price on the option premium using delta, right? Because till now we have only talked about the range of delta and the bifurcation of delta in call and put, but we haven't really talked about if the spot price changes by 10 units, then what will be the change in the option premium. So let's just look at this slide once, right? So in this, what it is talking about is that if the Nifty spot price moves up by 10 points, then by how much points the options will move, right? So when we talk about the 10,000 call, right, when the strike price is 10,000, then the call delta is 0.87. So if the spot price is moving up by 10 points, the 10,000 call option will move by 0.87 multiplied by 10, that is 8.7, right? So that is what the use of delta is. And if we talk about the 10,400 call, then the delta is 0.34, and the change in the option premium when the spot price will move up by 10 points is the 0.4 multiplied by 10, that is 3.4. So similar will be the calculations for the other call delta also. Also talking about the put delta, if we talk about the 10,300 at the money, put option, then the delta is minus 0.49, that is near 0.5. So if the spot price is moving up by 10 points, the put option will move down as the correlation is negative by 0.49 multiplied by 10, that is 4.9. That will be the decrease in option premium when the spot price is moving up by 10 points. Right. So if we talk about a very general statement that it is not recommended that you buy a call or a put option, when the option is as far out of the money as possible. As in, you are not advised to buy out of the money options, right? And that is primarily because you earn profit when the option premium is increasing, and the option premium will increase when the spot price will increase, and the more the delta is, the more the effect of spot price on the option premium will be. So when we talk about the out of the money options, when the strike price is 10,300, 10,400, and 10,500, as we talked about previously also, that in the out of the money, the more the strike price increases, the less the delta becomes, right? So the delta, keeps decreasing. Same happens with put delta also. So that is why it is not recommended that you buy a out of the money option, because the delta is less. So the effect of spot price on the option premium is also less, and the profit essentially becomes, starts getting decreasing, right? That is the rationale behind that statement. Now, if we talk about that, if the Nifty moves up by 100 points, then will the option, will the, let's say, 10,400 call option will move by 0.34 into 100, that is 34 points, right? So that does not happen because in the initial phases we talked about, Nifty spot price moves up by 10 points. Now when it is moving up by 100 points, so when the spot price is increasing, the delta will also increase, right? It is not like if you are talking about a 10,400 call option, the delta is 0.34. So it doesn't mean if the spot price is increasing by 100 points, the delta will keep at 0.34. It will also increase, right? Because if the strike price is 10,400 and the spot price for 10,300, if it increases by 100 points, that becomes a at the money option, and the delta will increase from 0.34 to 0.5, right? So if the spot price is increasing by 100 points, the increase in the option premium would be 0.5 into 10, that 0.5 into 100, that is 500, sorry, 50, right? And not 0.34 into 100. And the primary reason is that delta also keeps increasing as the spot price is also increasing, right? So this essentially means gamma only. That is what is the change in delta when the option, when the spot price is increasing or decreasing, right? That is what we'll talk about in the next phase of this video. Yeah. All right, so now let's begin talking about the third option, second option group, that is gamma. So in delta, we understood that as the spot price increases, it doesn't mean that the delta will keep at a constant, right? That is, the delta will also change. So that is what gamma means. That is, gamma measures change in delta with respect to change in price of the underlying option, right? So it is basically a derivative of delta with respect to the spot price. So if we talk about the formula, gamma is equal to change in an option delta per unit change in price of underlying asset. So there is also one more definition of gamma, that gamma works as a kind of an acceleration of the delta. By acceleration, we mean that Delta tells us what is the unit change in option premium per unit change in spot price. But when we talk about gamma, it talks about the change in delta with respect to per unit change in spot price. So it is kind of an extension of the concept that it is not only talking about the change in option premium but also the change in delta with respect to the change in spot price. So gamma works as a kind of an acceleration of the delta. So it also signifies the speed at which an option will go either in the money or out of the money due to a change in price of the underlying asset. Now, as we talked about that at the money, the delta is 0.5, right? In the money, it keeps increasing, and out of the money, it keeps decreasing. So the more the gamma is, the more the delta, the more the effect in delta would be, and the more the delta effect would be, that will signify whether the option is in the money or out of the money. If the delta is increasing at a fast rate, that means the option is going in the money, and when the delta is decreasing at a fast rate, the option is moving out of the money. So that is what gamma also signifies. And also there is one more important property that as in the case of delta, it was increasing in the money at 0.5 at the money, and decreasing in the money, decreasing out of the money. But in gamma, it is maximum for at the money options, and it will go on reducing when you will move towards in the money and towards out of the money from at the money, right? That is one important property of gamma. So let's just also understand gamma by some numerical examples. So we have taken the same example in which the Nifty spot price is at 10,303, and we have got these six cases of different strike prices. And yeah, so if we talk about the 10,300, that is at the money option. So the call gamma is 0.0017 and the put gamma is 0.0017. What it means, that if the spot price increases by let's say 100 points, then the call gamma would increase by 0.0017 into 100, that is 1.7, that is 1.7 points, and the same will be true for the put gamma also, right? So if we see in this table, the both the call gamma and the put gamma are the maximum for the at the money option, that is when the strike price is equal to 10,300, right? 0.0017 is the maximum value in both the columns, whether we talk about call gamma or the put gamma. And as we are moving in the money, when we are moving, when the strike price is decreasing, we are moving in the money, the call gamma as well as the put gamma is decreasing. It moved to 0.0015, then 0.0011, then 0.0008, right? And when the strike price is increasing, that is the option is moving towards out of the money, the again the gamma is decreasing. It decreased to 0.0016 when the strike price becomes 10,400, and when it increases by 100 more points, the call gamma and the put gamma becomes 0.0012 and 0.0013. So there is a decrease of 0.0004 units when the strike price is increasing. So that is what gamma means, right? Yeah, so all right, so now let's move on to the third option Greek that we have got, that is the Vega. So till now we have covered the changes in option premium with respect to changes in spot price and strike price, and the derivative of delta, that is gamma. The third factor that we have studied is the volatility, right? Then we cited the COVID example. So the third option Greek that we have got with respect to volatility is the Vega. So talking about definition of Vega, so Vega is a measure of the sensitivity of an option price to changes in volatility. That is, if volatility is increasing by or decreasing by 1%, in this the unit is percent and not the units, right? So when the volatility is increasing or decreasing by 1%, what is the change in the option premium? That is what essentially Vega means. So Vega would be change in an option premium upon change in volatility. So yeah, so actually what happens is, if we again cite the COVID example, so during the COVID, the Nifty volatility pre-COVID was 15-20%. But during COVID, it got increased to around 70-80%. So it became around four times. And at the same point of time, the pre-COVID Nifty option premium used to be around 40 to 50. but it again increased to 200, 300. So as the volatility increased by 3 times, became 4 times. So the option premium of the Nifty also became 4 times. So that is what Vega essentially means. That is when the volatility is increasing, the option premium also increases. So we can also derive this conclusion that Vega is always positive for a long call as well as long put, right? Because when the volatility is increasing, the option premium would always go on a upper side and do not show a negative correlation. So as we had seen in the delta, it was positive for call and negative for put. But when we talk about Vega, it is always positive. Doesn't matter whether the option is call or a put. So that is one important thing that we can know. So let's again, cite an example. So if we talk about, let's say, the volatility is 20% for a option, right? And the call premium is 37.5982. So and the Vega is 2.8299. These are the given three numbers that we have. And if in some case, if due to any event, any unpredictable event, the volatility increases by 1%, then as per the numbers given, the call premium should increase by the previous call premium, that is 37.5982 plus 1 unit of Vega, that is 2.8299. So if the volatility is increasing by 1%, the new call premium would be 40.4281. So this is the kind of a practical example of Vega. So that is how we can use Vega in our trading strategies. That is, if we know that there is going to be some event in which the volatility can be high. For example, talking about India during the US elections, the volatility was there. During the COVID, volatility was there. During the budget, and during the elections also, all these volatility happens. So that is how we can incorporate Vega to devise our trading strategy for the future. Yeah, that is what Vega has all about. All right, so now last but not the least, we will talk about the last option group that we have that we'll talk in this video. That is the theta, right? So the three factors we have covered till now are spot price, strike price, and the volatility. And the last factor we had was the time to expiry, right? That is when the time to expiry is nearing, when the the days are decreasing. So what is the effect of that on the option premium? Right. So as we had talked in the beginning also, that the time to expiry decrease is a favorable situation for an option seller, and that is unfavorable for an option buyer. So this becomes very important, for devising a trading strategy. Theta becomes very important. So talking about definition of theta, so theta is a measure of an option sensitivity to time decay, right? So that is when the time to expiry is, let's say, decreasing by 1 day. What is the effect of that on the option premium? That is what theta means. So theta is the change in option price given a 1 day decrease in time to expiration. And also one more definition: theta is equal to change in an option premium per unit change in time to expiry. Let's also understand this from a numerical example. Let's say the a call option has a premium of 40 right now, right? And the theta is, let's say, minus 15. So if the minus 15 means that when the time to expiry decreases by 1 day, there will be minus 15 change in the option premium. So from 40 it will become 25. So you have a loss of 15 points. Now if you want that the loss doesn't happen, right? That is the that there is a break even. So in that scenario, the spot price has to increase by certain amount so that the option premium does not fall below 40, right? So if the theta is causing a minus 15 decrease in the option premium, so we need to have a new spot price which will increase the spot price to again 40. And to determine what should be the increase in spot price, we can use delta. So for example, if the delta is 0.3, that means that when the spot price increases by 1 unit, the premium would increase by 0.3. So if we want that option premium, if we want the option premium to increase by 15 units, we would have to have increase in spot price of 0.3 into 15 is equal to 45. Yeah, so I was talking about that if you want that the loss doesn't happen, that it remains at break even, there has to be a 45 units increase in the spot price, as per using the delta calculation. Yeah. So that was all in this video. We have understood everything about the components of option premium and why option Greeks are used and why it came in the first place. And we also understood all these option Greeks by using definitions and the numerical examples. Yeah. So that was all in this video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.